Good evening. Before we begin tonight, if you'll notice, somehow I've got the microphone. I know it's a shocker for most of you. But Mr. Covey is at the hospital celebrating the birth of his latest granddaughter. Yes. Piper Ray Covey, 6 pounds, 11 ounces. Baby and mom are healthy and doing well. So just want to let y'all know that. The Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Board of Trustees are now convened in a regular board meeting on Monday, December 16th, 2019, in the boardroom of the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Instructional Support Center, located at 10,300 Jones Road, Houston, Texas, at 6 p.m. I want to welcome the members of our audience and our television viewers to this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Cypress-Fairbanks Board of Trustees, we're here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on tonight's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by sections 551.071 through 551.084 of the Texas Government Code. These proceedings are airing live on CFTV Channel 16 and CFTV Online on the district website. They will also be rebroadcast throughout the month on Channel 16 and available as video on demand on the website. For the tape to adequately reflect the proceedings, I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize our Community Leadership Committee members who are in attendance this evening, and it is Danica Smithwick. Hey, Danica, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. The invocation, oh wait, before I do that also, I need to recognize a few more people. We got Representative Sam Harless, who's here. Thank you, Sam. Actually, his better half, former Representative Patricia Harless. Thank you. And Representative John Rosenthal. So thank you guys for being here. Appreciate y'all. The invocation for tonight's board meeting will be given by Pastor Clay Smallwood, Director of Student Ministries at Lakewood United Methodist Church. Clay joined the staff at Lakewood in March 2018. He has 13 years of experience in student ministry and is a graduate of Texas State University, which Mr. Covey would appreciate, and has a Master of Arts in Youth Ministry from Asbury Theological Seminary. Lakewood adopted Matsky in 2011, and there are several adults at Lakewood who have served as mentors at Matsky and several that follow their students to Blyle and the respective high schools. The Lakewood Men's Group prepares and serves a wonderful lunch for the staff twice a year in May and September. They always participate in Bus Buddies. They do a huge school supplies drive each year, and they are always ready and willing to provide any special needs for Matsky at the drop of a hat. Thank you, Clay. We appreciate your ongoing commitment to our district, and we thank you for being here this evening. Before Clay delivers the invocation, I would like to introduce the Jersey Village High School AFJROTC cadets who will be presenting the colors this evening. Cadet Second Lieutenant Gabriel Lopez is carrying the U.S. flag. Cadet Captain Daniela Luna is carrying the Texas flag. The right guard is Cadet First Lieutenant Alexander Lopez, and the left guard is Cadet Second Lieutenant Brian Flores. They are under the instruction of Senior Master Sergeant, retired United States Air Force Faye Hardy. At this time, I would ask you please stand for the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you for having me. Let's pray. Father, we are thankful to you for all of the people in this room, the public servants, the parents, the students, everybody who wants what is best for the students of Cyfair ISD. God, we pray that you guide us in what that is. We don't always know what is best, Lord, but you do. So God, we pray that all the decisions made, the discussions had tonight, are those that are in line with your will for this district, are glorifying to you. And God, we thank you for this Advent season, for this time where we can prepare, reflect, and get ready for a new year in you. Lord, we love you. We thank you for tonight. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray all of this. Amen.
Ease and arms.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Arms. Oath.
Please be seated. Thank you, cadets and pastor. Board member Dr. John Ogletree will read the district's vision and mission statement for the benefit of the audience.
Our vision statement: learn, empower, achieve, dream, lead. Our mission statement: maximize every student's potential through rigorous and relevant learning experiences, preparing students to be 21st century global leaders.
Thank you, Dr. O. We will now proceed with the recognitions portion of the agenda. The oath of office and reorganization of the board was also conducted at the board work session on Thursday, December 12, 2019. Agenda item 3A. On behalf of Texas Governor Greg Abbott, State Representative Sam Harless, District 126, will present Darcy Mangoya with a proclamation. Representative Harless.
Thank you, board members and Darcy Mangoya. It is an honor and a privilege to be here for you this evening. It is. What a special person you are. The state of Texas governor, to all whom these presents shall come, greetings. Know ye that this official recognition presented to Darcy Mangoya, Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Board of Trustees. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement after more than 40 years of service in public education. Highlighted by your years as a member of the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Board of Trustees. I join my fellow Texans in commending the role you have played through the years of ensuring the success of our children, our brightest promise for the future. First Lady Cecilia Abbott joins me in sending best wishes for an enjoyable fulfillment retirement. Governor Greg Abbott. And also we have a flag that we flew over the Capitol in your honor. Would like to present it to you. Congratulations, Darcy.
Thank you, Representative Harless. And I know that you and Ms. Harless have always been good friends of the Mangoyas, so it means a lot to her, and it also means a lot to us that you're here, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, both of you. Agenda item 3B, and now the board will recognize Darcy Mangoya for her years of service as a member of the Cypress-Fairbanks ISD Board of Trustees. Presenters are us and Dr. Henry. Yeah, I guess so. What you got?
Yeah, I was going to say something. I was waiting. I was waiting till your comedy routine was over. Here, no, you stay up here. I'm gonna let Don have the microphone too, but Darcy, on behalf of all of the school employees in Cypher ISD and of course the entire community, we so appreciate you and the last 8 years that you've spent with us. And isn't it 8 years or is it 7? 7 years. I can't keep up anymore. Yeah. But we appreciate you so much. You've as Representative Harless said, I mean, it's not just the past 7 years, it's the last 40 years that you've spent promoting and helping this community grow and making it a better place for all of us. So thank you very much for all of your support to this community and this school district. Don?
Well, I think we'll probably have some other board members that will want to make comments, but for those of you that don't know, Darcy's service goes well before her service on the board. Her work with the chamber, she's the one that brought the Freeport exemption idea to the district. That's been a huge benefit to us. She championed that effort. She's the one that actually built our chamber up to what it is today and kind of got it moving. And then her work at Lone Star College, and then her work with the American Heart Association. Darcy is just a consummate volunteer. And she's one of those people that always puts others before herself. And I think that's probably the best description of Darcy that I could give, is that she's a giver. I mean, she's always given her time, her resources, her finances, everything for our community, not just the school district, our entire community, whether it be in Jersey Village, whether it be over there in Cypress Creek area. But her and Bob have been true assets to our community. And I can't think of a better person to recognize tonight than you, Darcy. You truly are amazing. Thank you so much. We love you. Hey, I'll let you speak in just a second. I'll let you speak. At this time, I'd like my cohorts, if they'd like to share something, go ahead and share it now. I know it's not board comments, but it falls under this agenda item, so please feel free to share.
Thank you, Don. I'd like to really give as much accolades and commendation to you, Darcy. You really helped our board mature with what you brought to the board, helping us to restructure and focus. And I will always cherish that. You also are a consensus builder. And you see things before, and you work to keep us all together. And I really have appreciated that. You're just a classy lady. And I thank you for serving and for the time that I've had to spend with you on this board. God bless you.
Yes, Darcy, you taken me and my family under your wing in last couple of months. Like it was just I was your little brother or whatever and stuff, but you had no hesitation, and I really appreciate that from my family to you. If I can only come close to what you have done for the district, I'd be happy. But you leave a legacy that I look forward to trying to fill its shoes, though. Thank you, Darcy.
Darcy, you and others recognized that the future of this district had to be built on a strong foundation of rock and not of shifting sand. And you took those steps to ensure that it would happen. You then took those additional steps to make certain that shifting sand would never interfere with the growth of this district. You also took those steps to ensure that that stability would then become a cornerstone for the future of the district, which is something entirely different. You understood that community and educational partnerships were intertwined and critical for the mutual success. And we count Lone Star College as part of your legacy. And I have to go off script. A very good friend of mine, Jody Lee Giles Jr., had approached me to be an advocate to oppose the view that you were presenting. And long before I ever met you, I went to one of those early meetings. And I chatted with you. And in the span of 4 or 5 minutes, you convinced me that although Jody was a dear friend, his vision was not what we needed for this community. Leaders have to be impactful. And you are, in fact, a leader who is impactful, but for the positive benefit of many. You also understood that a board monitoring system was inimical to the success of this district. And you and a colleague took steps to effectuate that approach long before the state took action to now regard that as best practices, and in fact they've mandated it for all districts, right? And so tonight, I should also recognize your philanthropy. It's one thing to give, and you give generously, but then you also reach out to make certain that others follow your lead. And I say that with a smile, but also with appreciation. And so tonight, I tip my hat to you, Darcy, which is the highest accolade I can give. I would also say that I do have a golden apple for you, which I give out to those who rise to the top educationally within here in this district. And although my assistant wrapped it in a beautiful bag, it is sitting on the counter in my house. So we'll have to arrange another time for me to give it to you.
We'll just have to have lunch.
There you go.
Go ahead, Debbie.
Well, Darcy and I go back probably at least 30 years, back to her Baker Jackson days, and then the Chamber of Commerce. And, you know, Darcy, if we were incorporated and there was a mayor of Cypress, you would have been the mayor without a doubt, because your leadership is, there's just no competing with the level of leadership and the passion and the energy that you put into everything you do. I remember the days when you were working hard to bring what was then the North Harris Montgomery Community College District to our community. One of the greatest things that has ever happened. And, you know, you have just been behind so many successful events in this community. And you're the reason I'm sitting here today, is your encouragement to run for the school board. And I'm so glad I did, and that I had the opportunity for at least 4 years. It wasn't long enough, but for at least 4 years to have your mentorship and to show me the ropes of what I should do. And as I've often said, when someone asks me, why in the world, when you were retired, would you run for the school board? And I would always say, because Darcy Mangoya asked me, and you don't say no to Darcy. And anyone who knows you knows that is the gospel. But that is true because of who you are and the role model you are for so many. And as I've told you numerous times, I can't imagine serving without you, and I appreciate you so much and appreciate the gift of your friendship.
Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, go ahead, CJ.
Darcy, I also wanted to thank you for being a role model. Your servant leadership certainly has made you a role model in our community. I wish I could have served with you longer, but I will definitely take the lessons that you did and share with me, sitting next to me just those few months. And I will also always treasure your friendship. Thank you.
All right, Darcy, I'm not going to put you on the spot. Do you want to say something? You got the microphone over there. We've got the timer. You have 2 minutes. No, you go ahead.
With the flowers here, I can't.
Exactly.
I can't see you, Don, but that may be a good thing. I want to thank everyone for this recognition. You know, I really firmly believe that the success in Cy-Fair has nothing to do with one individual. It has to do with the fact that we all work as a team, that we're willing to put aside any differences, anything that would impede our success, because what we want is the best for our kids. And that has run through all of the years that I have been in Cy-Fair, in PTO and in booster clubs, at the chamber when we worked on the Lone Star Initiative, when we worked on Freeport, as a volunteer with Cy-Fair Educational Foundation trying to build those endowments, at Lone Star trying to build endowments that allow students to be successful and to reach the goals that they have. And it has certainly been my honor and my privilege to sit here at this board. This has been one of the most important experiences for me, and I love each of you and will miss each of you. At this point, I can't see Dr. Henry. I can see Don now, but thank you so much, and you were very good tonight, Don. I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Darcy. And also, Bob would have been here, but Bob was at a band concert, right?
Right, grandchild.
Okay, grandchild's band concert. So they're still blowing and going over at the Mongolia household. So what we're going to do, Dr. Henry's going to make some comments. We have some principals to introduce, and then we'll take a 5-minute break. Is that good with everybody? Well, it doesn't really matter. That's what we're doing. Agenda item 3C. Superintendent Dr. Mark Henry will make remarks and announcements, including the honors and achievements earned by staff and students in recent weeks. Dr. Henry?
Thank you, Mr. President. Representatives from the D. Bradley McWilliams YMCA welcomed the Blyle Middle School staff on November 5th to officially announce the YMCA's Adopt a School partnership with the campus. CFISD's Adopt a School program pairs schools with community and business partners to utilize resources of the community to strengthen and enrich the quality of education for students. Cy-Fair High School's volleyball team finished the season as regional finalists after falling to Ridge Point High School in the regional finals. The Cy-Fair team advanced to the 6A regional semifinal playoff after defeating Katy High School in the regional quarterfinals on November 12th. In the Class 6A Division I bracket, Cy-Fair, Cy-Falls, Cy-Ranch, and Cy-Woods High School ended their seasons as area finalists. In the 6A Division II bracket, Cypress Creek High School completed its season in the Region II championship game as the Cougars were defeated by Katy Taylor December 7th at NRG Stadium. This is the second consecutive year the program, Cy Creek High School, has reached the regional championship. Congratulations to Cy Creek senior linebacker Josh White, who was named Defensive Player of the Year at the 40th Annual UIL High School Awards Dinner on December 12th. Other finalists recognized by the Touchdown Club Houston chapter of the National Football Foundation were Cy Falls defensive player Jaden Goodwin, Cy Lakes offensive player Sophie Massoud, and Cypress Creek coach Greg McKeag. It was a memorable season. Thank you, and congratulations to all of our talented students. We recently selected 2 new principals, and so I will turn it over to Roy Garcia to begin the introductions. Roy?
Thank you, Dr. Henry. Vice President Ryan and Board of Trustees, recently we announced 2 principals, and tonight we would like to introduce them to you and to the CFISD community. Our first announcement is for the inaugural principal for Harold Rowe Middle School, Mrs. Stacia Carew. Stacia received her Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education from Sam Houston State University and her Master of Education from the University of Houston. She has 22 years of experience as an educator. She served as a 6th grade language arts teacher, a Title I coordinator, and a testing coordinator in Aldine ISD. Stacy also served as a curriculum assistant principal at Carver Magnet High School in Aldine before joining Cypress-Fairbanks as an assistant principal at Aragon Middle School in 2007. In addition, Stacia served as an assistant principal at Cypress Woods High School. She has served as the principal at Blyall Middle School for the past 10 years. Stacia participated in the Principal Visioning Institute, is a nationally certified principal mentor, and recently completed the Texas ASCD Principal Leadership Academy. When Stacia is not working, she enjoys spending time with her family and friends and working out. Stacia and her husband Marcus have 2 daughters, Kayla, a graduate of Cypress Ranch High School, who is currently a sophomore at Texas Tech University, and Carly, who is a freshman at Bridgeland High School. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Stacia Carew.
Thank you, Roy. Vice President Don Ryan, members of the board, Dr. Henry, I just want to start by saying thank you. This is such an honor for me to be the inaugural principal of Harold Rowe Middle School, and I'm super excited to be a part of the first true educational village here in Cy-Fair. Look forward to the partnership with Cy Park and making that happen and learning great things to move us forward, getting to know that community, and just being a part of this whole process has been overly exciting for me. So I just want to say thank you, and what an honor it is that you selected me for this opportunity. I do want to recognize my family. I know that you've already done that, but my husband Marcus, who's put up with me for 20 years, or maybe I put up with him for 20 years. My 2 daughters, Kayla, who does go to Texas Tech in her 2nd year, and my Bridgeland Bear, Carly. My parents are also here with me tonight. Ernest and Sue Lancaster, who created this being, got me here today. Thanks for that. And then on the other end of my parents are part of my administrative team from Blyall. So that is my Blyall family, and they have supported me for the past 10 years. So I'm very appreciative to everyone in this row and everyone in this room that has made this happen for me today. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Stacia. Our next announcement is for the new principal for Langham Creek High School, Dr. Jose Martinez. Jose received his Bachelor of Arts in History from the University of Texas in Austin, his Master of Education from Sam Houston State University, and his Doctor of Education from the University of Houston. Dr. Martinez has 25 years of experience in the education profession. He served as a language arts teacher in Houston ISD before joining Cypress-Fairbanks as an ESL teacher in 1997. He served as an assistant principal at Kayla Middle School, and Jose is currently serving as principal at Watkins Middle School, a position he has held for 12 years. Jose has participated in the Harvard Principal Leadership Center, the TASA Transformational Leadership Academy, and is also a nationally certified principal mentor. And he is currently a member of the Texas Principals Institute. When Jose is not working, he enjoys spending time with his family, running, traveling, reading, and following the Texans, Rockets, and Astros. Jose is married to Miriam, who is a diagnostician at Walker Elementary School. They have 2 children, Aaron, a senior at Texas Tech, and Alec, a freshman at the University of Texas at San Antonio. Both are graduates of Langham Creek High School. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Jose Martinez.
Thank you, Roy, Board of Trustees, Vice President Mr. Ryan, Dr. Henry, and definitely Roy and his team for this great opportunity. I have been a Lobo as a parent and still as a community member. So I'm super excited for this opportunity to be able to serve a wonderful staff. I've spent some time these last couple of weeks there, sort of shadowing Dave Hughes, who is an exceptional leader. I can see why he is loved. And it's going to be big shoes to fill. I look forward to the opportunity. Like I said, I'm really excited to be a Lobo. As I shared with the staff, this Lobo is running as fast as he can to catch up with his pack. So we'll do that. I do have some people to introduce. My lovely wife, Miriam, my son, Alec, and Aaron, and also my extended family, my Watkins family, who's here to support. I do want to take this time to publicly thank them. They've done an amazing job. Whoever does step into that role has a strong team that is committed to students. And what sets them apart is, and what unifies them is their work ethic. They're fully committed to students, and I see that every day. So I want to thank them as well. Thank you.
Congratulations to both of you. Stacia, I have to tell you, I ran into Harold Rowe at a basketball game last Friday night at a high school, and the first thing he said, he goes, "I'm so excited y'all picked my principal. She's awesome." So Harold's really happy. Let's go ahead and take about a 5-minute break, and we can congratulate Stacia, Jose, and Darcy. If our board members could make it back up, we will continue with the meeting. We're going to venture into our citizen participation comments. No, I just... We will now proceed with the public comments portion of the agenda. Agenda item 4A, patrons who have duly registered. Oh. Damn. Hang on. I'd stay in your seat if you gave me your check. Patrons who have duly registered per policy BED local may address the board and make public comments on an agenda item before the board's consideration of the item. Tonight we have one speaker, and that is Representative John Rosenthal.
Thank you so much. I'm John Rosenthal, and I'm the state representative now for House District 135. Thank you again for allowing me to come here, be with you. I always appreciate the warm welcome from the board and the superintendent. I started coming to these meetings just a couple of years ago when I began running. And then around this time last year, I had been elected, and I came as the representative-elect. And now I've had the opportunity to serve. And what I said when I was campaigning and what I said all through the session and continue to say is the school district is the finest in the state. Thanks to you guys. It is a huge privilege and an honor for me to serve, to do what I can to help all of our schools in Texas, but particularly my school here at home. And my kids went to public school here. Education is very important to me. My father taught his entire life, and so did his parents. He actually grew up in a rural schoolhouse where his parents were the administrators in a remote area of North Dakota. So I have grown up with a reverence for education, and there could be no finer honor than to serve a district like this, and I hope to continue to do the best that I can for you all. And I just want to say happy holidays to all of you. Thank you so much for this opportunity to serve, and thank you all for everything that you do. I really appreciate it, and I'm really looking forward to a great year next year. Thanks again.
Thank you, Representative Rosenthal. We will now proceed with the board comments portion of the agenda. Agenda item 5A. Any board member may make a comment during this portion of the agenda without prior posting being required. Comment items may not pertain to the character of any student, staff, or board member and may not be discussed or deliberated upon at this meeting. Any board member wish to make a comment? Just jump on in. Just jump on in here.
I just want to wish all of our Cy-Fair ISD family and students a happy and Merry Christmas and a safe holiday. Thank you.
Tom?
Since the last board meeting, my campus visits included Bang, Fraser, Feast, Elementaries, and Dean Middle School. Each of these campuses earned academic accolades, and each had a slightly different approach, from basketball leagues to strong community partners to bridging and transition camps to high school students providing meaningful mentoring to empowerment programs such as ambassadors programs or Girls with Pearls and Girls on the Run, but all focused on individual growth. Well done, staff and principals. I also have to make mention of the fact that while I was at Dean, I got to see the complete revitalization not only of the inside of the campus, which happens often, but the outside. We truly developed a community available set of facilities that are being actively used, and that's a tribute to the architectural designs, but also the strong support of this board and the superintendent. We put in a complete track, which the community uses. There are basketball facilities, soccer facilities, and they are in use each and every Saturday. So it's a way that this district can say thank you to the community, once again, irrespective of the zip code. Since my children were enrolled at Feast when it opened 30 years ago, I have participated somewhere in this district for a Colonial Day. And thus this year I accompanied Ben Franklin and Betsy Ross to Robeson and Feast to spread a little American history and patriotism. Befitting my background, I also attended an hour of code this month, as I have in the past. I joined two of my colleagues for a Ready, Set, Teach visit with trustees at the Berry Center and also at the ISC retirement. Somehow it's fitting that the district is growing new teachers at the same time that leaders with golden talent retire. Thank you, Mary, Dan, and Michael. Each of you had to rise above and accomplish in the face of adversity and also the unknown. And Mary, I have a golden apple for you, and it's about 2 inches apart where Darcy's is, and somehow I will manage to get it to you before you leave this environment. A special recognition, which I've always given to Darcy, but she did remarkable things for this community that impacted this district, and it cannot be overemphasized. So I thank you once again, and happy holidays to all.
Thank you, Tom. Gilbert?
Yes, my visits that I just had and I just started were to my children's first schools, Matsky, Blau, and Cy Creek. And seeing the principals and their thriving environment there were revelation. It's so nice. Going to Matsky and seeing a new thumb tree where the old Matsky had one for 50 years where my kids had their thumbprints on it. And now this is a new one. They could not move the old one and stuff. But seeing the vibrant environment they're in, Miss Jacobs, the principal at Matsky, was herself a Matsky student. So it's so refreshing when I hear that. Made my way over to Blythe, which Miss Carew gave me the sad news when I got there. She was moving. I was saying, oh, you're the one. Okay. So you're the one leaving. But she had been there 10 years, and she got there after my youngest one, Jacob, had just left. But the environment there, seeing the teachers at both schools, seeing my son's kindergarten teacher still there at Matsky, Mrs. Kelly, and seeing Miss Taylor and Miss Katie Duke, and then at the junior high, seeing Coach Bacon, Coach Cagle, Coach Graham, seeing faces, just so refreshing. Up to Cy Creek, and that's bustling. It's up and down. They're moving. The day before the final football game that they had, and everything was going good. Such diversity being taught the right way. They're everybody is so friendly there. It was really nice. And to mine and Julie had a visit to see Darren at the food services. They make over 100,000 meals a day. Such TLC that goes into our children every day. We are very fortunate to have the people at food services working on behalf of our district. It's mind-boggling and stuff, and I look forward to more visits.
Thank you, Gilbert. Julie?
Yes. Okay, in addition to my school visits, I also visited with the Mental Health Resource Fair. Our Department of Guidance and Counseling and our Psychological Services team put together a mental health resource fair where they brought in over 60 mental health service providers in our community to share resources, not just with staff, but also with parents. And I appreciate very much that our district opened that up to parents to provide those resources to parents when their children are in need. So I want to say thank you to those groups for providing that, and hope that we continue to do that in the future. And then I also want to wish everyone a very wonderful holiday. Enjoy the break, and we appreciate everything that you do. It's a well-deserved break that's coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Also, on Thursday of last week, we had an unbelievable presentation from the CTE team, and if you get a chance, go back and look at that. And then that leads me into, I pretty much screwed up the agenda. We went 4A, it should have been 6A, so we're just going to skip ahead. The board will now proceed with the consensus action items portion of the agenda. Agenda item 8A, the board approved and took action on item 8A during the board work session on Thursday, December 12th, 2019. Agenda item 8B, the board will consider approving the minutes of the November 11th, 2019 regular board meeting. Agenda item 8C, the board will consider approving the minutes of the November 18th, 2019 special called board meeting. The following non-consent action items were moved to consent during the board work session on Thursday, December 12th, 2019. 9C, the board will consider approving construction proposals and contracts paid from bond funds to the recommended contractor and authorize the superintendent or designee to execute all necessary documents related to such contract as follows. 2019 ALC East, Carpenter Center, and ALC West renovations. Agenda item 9D, the board will consider approving the administration's recommendation for the establishment of attendance boundaries for Rowe Middle School and rezoning modifications of multiple campus attendance boundaries effective for the 2021 school year. Agenda item 9E, the board will consider approving affiliation agreements with 1, Texas Women's University Houston, 2, Grand Canyon University College of Nursing to provide clinical placements in Cypress-Fairbanks school clinics to fulfill the curriculum requirements in collegiate registered nurse, RN, and licensed vocational nurse, LVN programs. Agenda item 9F, the board will consider approving the attached list of facilities for off-campus physical education, Category 1 for the 2019-2020 school year. If any board member wishes to remove one or more items for further discussion, please do so at this time. If not, I will entertain a motion to approve the consensus items as recommended or amended.
Mr. President, I move that the consensus items be approved as recommended or commended.
Thank you, Pastor O. Have a second. All those in favor, please signify. Do we have a question, Tom?
Yeah, a quick question.
Okay.
Paula, a quick question for you, and I apologize. This was on my list from last Thursday. So it's in two parts. You have a funny acronym in the request called TOR, T-O-R. And then the other question, so first on that, please explain what that is and why is it important? And then the other part is, would you categorize the nature of our technology implementation as being an S-curve?
Your first question, TOR.
Yes.
I do not recall. Is that in the documentation that's been provided?
It is.
I'm going to have to get back to you with that. I don't.
So that relates to.
Can she send that? She'll send that. You can send that.
I can
to
send
us.
that.
That's great.
So what that relates to, TOR is an enhancement on cybersecurity. It's a fairly complicated concept, but I thought that it made sense to at least discuss it, but you can send it back to us.
I'm happy to do that. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And the technology implementation plan?
Yes. Would you consider that was on a S-curve approach?
How so, in an S-curve approach? What are you referring to? We all know what a figure S looks like, right? Yes, sir.
We can have an implementation that's linear. It can be at a 30-degree angle, a 60-degree angle. But an S-curve describes an entirely different type of growth pattern. So perhaps you might give that some consideration, and when you send the information back explaining TOR, you might comment on that as well.
Happy to.
And I apologize for hitting you blind on those two.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, do you know what TOR is? I mean, does she need to send it if you know what it is? I'm confused.
I don't know that everybody else knows.
Well, I don't know that everybody wants to know.
Well, then, Don, you don't have to read it, right?
All right, we'll discuss. We'll move on that. We're back to the motion. I have a motion from Dr. Ogletree, a second from Debbie. All those in favor? Before moving on, I would like to announce that the board took action on item 9A at the board work session on Thursday, December 12th, 2019. The following non-consent action items remained on non-consent. Agenda item 9B, the board will consider awarding bids and contracts and/or authorizing purchase orders as recommended in the posted agenda item. 1, automotive fuel propane. 2, bananas for nutrition services. 3, departmental vehicles, police. 4, EMC Dell data domain. 5, HPE wireless controller upgrade. 6, paper for nutrition services. And I think that both Gilbert and Debbie, did y'all want to make a comment? Y'all both had something you want to say regarding this?
Just that, I just wanted to note that I will be abstaining from the vote due to my son being employed by one of the companies, Jake's Finer Foods, that received part of the bid on item number 6.
Okay, and Gilbert?
Yes, and I will be abstaining from the HPE wireless bid.
Okay.
My wife works for HPE.
May I have a motion?
Mr. President, I move that the board award bids and contracts and/or authorize purchase orders as recommended in the posted agenda item.
I second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Any questions from board members? All those in favor, please signify. No, Gilbert, you're not voting. No. Okay. And we have 2 abstentions that have been noted, Mr. Sarabia and Ms. Blackshear. We will now move on to the superintendent's briefing portion of the agenda. Agenda item 10A, Dr. Henry will provide information regarding district events and items of community interest.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Trustees, the fall recognition for the Leonard Brodegum Center will be held on Thursday, December 19th at 3 p.m. at the Brodegum Center for seniors graduating in December. I would like to commend these students, their parents, and the Brodegum staff for this great accomplishment. It's our first graduating class of the school year. December 23rd through January 3rd, all campuses and the Instructional Support Center will be closed to the public for the holidays. Classes will resume on Monday, January 6th. Additionally, Monday, January 20th will be a student and staff holiday honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. If you have an emergency to report during the holidays, please contact CFPD at 281-897-4337. I would like to extend my warmest holiday wishes to our students, our employees, our families, and hope that everyone has a safe, restful, and joyful holiday season for all. Just one final little remark. Please know that we would remind you that Texas law prohibits the discharge of fireworks on ISD property. We patrol those premises, so please don't risk our facilities with fire over the holidays due to fireworks. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Henry. That concludes our meeting. We're adjourned. Happy holidays to everyone.